Krishna.
Jai Gurudev, Dandavat Pranams.
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Garadhara Shri Vasari Gaura Bhaktivinoda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Dandavats and Dandavats to Shripa Dandi Maharaj, to Rupanuga Prabhu, to Leela Moy Prabhu. We're all here. Dandavat tutti devoti del Señor Chaitanya. And Dandava Priyanana Devidasi, welcome.
Dandavat to everyone.
Dandavat. So we're here in Thailand. There is an open invitation for our devotees to all come and join, but they're doing seva. So let's see, there's a darker background, not sure. Anyway, we're all good. Oh, there's Sri Lekha. You can see in my video, Sri Lekha coming down the stairs to join us. Hare Krishna. And we have Dan with us. Hare Krishna, Dan. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, thank you.
Welcome. You're a friend of Chintamani or of Gangalila Didi, I think.
I was logged in as Dr. Ripito the other day.
All right. You have many names. Come and join us. You're welcome. And here's our Sri Lekha. And she's the American mother of Indu Lekha. So we can tell by the name that they're related. And I wonder if I need to put the microphone. Sri Lekha, she's a very quiet, humble devotee. So if she's going to speak, perhaps it's good if we wire her up with a microphone. Let's see what we can do. Okay, just give me 1 second. I'm attaching a microphone because we have special guest. We need to hear her nicely. Now no one can. On. This for you. For me. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. All right. So you can hear us okay, Leela Moy Prabhu? And can you
Perfect.
please say, okay, we can hear you also. Okay, wonderful.
Yes, perfect. Thank you.
All right. So Jeevana Didi and Jayadev Prabhu joining us. So today we're going to clip on the microphones. Oh. Dandavat.
Yes,
So
yes.
here we are with, says I'm Das Anudas. Actually, just a short while ago, we were discussing over breakfast about that is our actual identity and all this country identity. I am British, I am Australian, I am American, all of these things. This is only our material world conditioning because only we need to be Das Anudas. And this is what Mahaprabhu gave. Mahaprabhu himself said that I am not a Sudra, not of any of the castes or creeds, not of any of the sections of society, but only a servant of the servant of the servant. So we were expressing about how, what is the difference? Where is the difference? We see Russian and Ukrainian. Well, we have Russian and Ukrainian devotees. Everyone is the same, but we are conditioned from, our childhood to be loyal to this flag, that you are this nature. But everybody is of the same nature. We are all human and we're searching after the Lord. So it's not a matter of country identity, but our identity as a servitor of the Lord, which is the essential identity of every one of us. So here we are. Can you move a little nearer or something? And we're also joined by Abhinava Sundar Prabhu, just here, also very humble, so he's sitting in the background. So we've got 3 of us here, and we have microphones. All right, Parama Bhakti Didi, welcome. Good. We're very happy to see you. And Gauranatharaj Prabhu also. Very happy, welcome. And Bhakti Dan, we've already greeted, and Jeevana, we are greeting now to Jeevana Didi. You would have loved to have been here, Jeevana. We actually missed you. We're almost like wanting to ask, okay, now Jeevana, we'll hear from Jeevana something during our Thailand retreat. And Prema Sindhu Prabhu in South Africa, always appreciated, and I always remember Gurudev just by the sound of your name. So wonderful, Prabhu. So happy. And Meg is with us. And Meg, I think, also friend of Chintamani, most likely. And Tungarasa Didi in Norway, Sevarupa Didi, South Africa, Gangalila Devi Rasti there in the USA, and Chintamani and Jayadev there in the USA. All right. So we've come together. Let us say the very minimum, if you like, Vandanam, which is Vandeham, that one verse, and you all know about this. So we'll say this one verse together. Vandeham Shri Guru, Shri Yuta Pada Kamalam, Shri Gurun Vaishnavangscha, Shri Rupam Sagrajatam, Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam, Tang Sajivam, Sadvaitam, Savadutam, Parijana Sahitam, Krishna Chaitanya Devam, Shri Radha Krishna Padam, Sahagana Lalita, Shri Vishakan Vitams Cha. Om Jnana Timarandasya, Jnananjana Shalakaya, Chakshuran Militam Jena, Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Vancha Kaupatarubhyascha, Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha, Atitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. And Namo Mahaviranyaya, Krishna Prema Pradayate, Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne, Gauratvijay Namaha. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Garadhara, Shri Vas Adi, Shri Gaura Bhaktivinoda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. All right, so we have with us here 3, not only me, and we may have more devotees joining us. Here you can see a brahmachari engaging in service, I think. Can you see? He's watering the grass. This is Ramasundar Prabhu from Salt Lake City, sorry, Sweet Lake City, got to get the name right, from Sweet Lake City in America. And he's here for an extended period. He's serving to Goswami Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Sudhir Goswami Maharaj, and he's rendering all kinds of service as needed. A good brahmachari can do anything, any service that's required at any time. So don't let him know he's a good brahmachari. I'll just whisper that. Doesn't get proud. Hare Krishna. All right, so dear devotees, would you like to pose a question? And I think, first of all, we can pose a question to Sri Lekha, and I can ask Jeevana, because it's good to have the association of the senior devotees. And if Jeevana asks Sri Lekha a question, then Sri Lekha Didi can ask Jeevana a question, then we will have some example of the relevant questions and relevant answers from our senior section. No pressure, Jeevana. Just ask a perfect question. No question, no pressure to Sri Lekha. Just answer perfectly.
Just want to offer my obeisances to everybody here. Please forgive my bazillions of unlimited offenses. And I'm so happy to see Sri Lekha is still there and Abhinava Sundar. It's so exciting. Like I said last time, I get a little starstruck and I don't really know what to say. And so I can repeat maybe some question that somebody else has asked in the past, and even I've even heard Gurudev ask the question, but in a way to answer it a little bit. But is that you know, we hear so many beautiful things, and we know so many things that we have to do, and that are so good for us and that make us very happy, but we still don't really do them. So how can we, I don't know, work on that? Sometimes you can feel very discouraged because, you know, we're so deeply buried in the material world, and you think, oh, well, what's the point? But then, you know, we hear from you all, or we read something in the books and we're like, oh, there is a huge point. But any tips, Sri Lanka, beautiful Sri Lanka, who I miss so much when I see you, my goodness, so happy to see you. But any tips in that regard, maybe? No pressure.
No, that was my question for you. I mean, we can only speak from what we've heard, and also some experience that, like Srila Guru Maharaj said, if you want to be hungry, associate with the hungry people. You know how it is, like you have no appetite, and then somebody comes and says, oh, I'm so hungry, I just, I can't wait. I saw the maha plate. There's chapatis. There's some sabji, chutney, and all of a sudden your stomach's like, you get some appetite.
Good example.
So
Very relatable.
Yeah, I mean, and Srila Madhusudama, I'm going to say, he's so the programs here. There's only a few of us remaining from the festival, but the program in the morning and in the evening are really going on. And sometimes you think, oh, maybe I'll just sit at home and I'll read by myself, or I'll, whatever I'm going to do. But the program's there. And I mean, it's so lovely and wonderful. And Srila Madhusudama Maharaj really has a taste for this regular sadhana in the morning and the evening. For example, and I'm just saying a very exalted example, and he's really keeping everyone floating on that taste that comes from regular life, a regulated life. And that's one thing that, there's always something new in these things, especially with really like progressive association and just to regulate the mind and regulate the life with some sadhana, and also the internal sadhana of taking our lives as being the whole day, the whole minute-to-minute experience of our day is being given to us by the Lord. So it's, that for me is extremely important, and I forget it mostly, but when something happens that is disturbing my way of looking at things, and I remember, oh, this has been sent by you, my Lord, even if it's discouragement, even if it's a lack of enthusiasm or anything, or somebody says something, I'm like, that's the wrong, that's, you're not supposed, what is it that's being touched in me that needs to be looked at by me, and coming into harmony with that. So this is like, it's a real like all day kind of process. It's not just, we're doing the same thing here and there, and we can lose a taste. But Guru Maharaj said that internal sadhana is really, really important. And because of that, we become a little bit desperate, because it's really difficult. It's really difficult to face that I'm the wrong one. It's really difficult. And it's not like a black and white thing but what we're doing is bowing down to the circumstance and asking, what is my seva? It may be I'm going to avoid this, or it may be, oh, actually there's all innocence here and this is something wrong in me, or maybe I have to do something. We don't know where that's taking us, but it is taking us somewhere. We have to, like that sadhana is super important, and it makes you really desperate because it's really difficult. It's really difficult when something's happened that I'm completely against and saying, no, this is your grace, and I bow down to that. What is my seva? It's hard because suddenly you see something inside that's just really nasty that you've been living with for a long time. You're like, whoa, do I know you? So yeah, but it's hard to do that. And so the songs become more meaningful. Everything becomes more meaningful because it's necessary to really reach out and desperately, ask for grace. So, I mean, I don't even know if I answered your question or if I'm even.
Yeah, that's beautiful, Sri Lanka. Keep going.
Anyways, and it's not just the things that are everything's being arranged. What? For my happiness or for my sadness? It's for my progress. Guru Maharaj said, if we want to see that the Lord is everywhere, we must practice this internal sadhana and not to ever think that it will lead to a bad. He said externally, meaning my relationship with what is coming to me, that is that tatenu kampang shushamikshimano, given by Brahma or Brahma. And internally, na hi kayana kaschit durgatim tatvagachati, that I'm assured that by practicing this, even though it's very difficult and I may be, he said those lessons will come again and again and again until we bow down and face the fact that something needs to be adjusted in me. But it's very difficult. But by practicing that, nothing bad will happen. He said this is our internal reassurance in life, that by practicing this, and not to let the mind decide what is to be done, but to bow down and ask, what service are you bringing to me through this? And it will always eradicate something in me that's keeping me from ahoituki apatiyata, like all these rotten things, anya vilasita sunyam, all those things are being eradicated by the divine environment. It's all conscious and all loving. So we have to change our whole existence, actually, our whole way of looking at everything. And it's not for the faint-hearted. People would rather face death.
That is true.
Than face themselves. It's very difficult, but we have our friends, we're together. And going on. It's subjective evolution. It's internal. It's between me and my relationship with reality. It's not that Maya is a separate entity in the sense that it's a place. It's just a misunderstanding. Guru Maharaj said Maya is almost a non-existent thing. It is simply a misconception of what is true. And what is true is everywhere, but I'm looking at it with a wrong vision, that it's for me, it's to serve me. And facing that battle is, it's not easy, but it must be done. It has to be done. If we want to feel the life of spiritual practice, we have to do that. So that, I would say the same thing, but it's what I think about a lot.
Right.
And my question to you, really, is your constant humility and cheerfulness and affectionate dealings. Give us a little blessings on that.
What? I have no idea what you're talking about.
You're not gonna slip out of this that easily.
Like, the fake and phony show over here. I've covered things over with some thin veneer of so-called niceness or something. But I really like what you said, because the truth of the matter is that actually we're just in an illusion, and it just feels so hard to get out of that illusion. And it just feels like you need so much spiritual courage and strength to do it. But I like what you said, that, we say sometimes you just have to think, you know what, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm not thinking this the right way, and kind of back off from it and do Srila Guru Maharaj's program of just wait and see. Let's just see how this goes. And in the meantime, just try and continue with our service, and like you're calling it, our internal sadhana as much as we can. Because sometimes you just feel like, I can't do this internal sadhana all the time. I have to distract myself. And I'm thinking, wait, that's completely backward. The internal sadhana is helping us to be on the right path. So sometimes do you think that, sometimes I think sometimes you have to kind of tolerate yourself, your own inability to really be, as a devoted as you would wish you were, or as service oriented as you wish you were. It's almost like you have to tolerate yourself. Does that make any sense? Like, give yourself some time, some chance to grow gradually? Or is that, I don't know, where is that?
Well, I mean, what Guru Maharaj says is that we are not actually the doer of our own spiritual progress. Our spiritual progress is in surrender. Because all the songs in Bhaktivinoda Thakur and Narottam Das Thakur, all the songs that we're singing, they're not like, wow, I got this. None of them. Not one of them. They're like, I don't have this. And that beautiful prayer by Vishnu, is it Jamunacharya? I think. Anyway, he's saying, I'm not religious. I don't like this spiritual thing. I'm not this, such as I am, I surrender to it. The whole process is surrender, and coming to the fact that I am not the strong one. I don't have it together, but that's not a doom. That is just a fact. But we're jivas, we're Guru, and we are coming to the Lord in that mood that I see my weakness, I see my inability, but I'm yours. I'm depending upon you 100% to Gurudev, and that's the whole process, is to come to that point. Shikaya Sharanagati, Bhakatera Prana. This is actually the life of devotion. It's not in that I got it, I'm strong. Did you see how I put my sari on this morning? Check out this tilak. It's like, what are we? We're just tiny. We're like, but the eternal relationship with the Lord is in surrender. And Mahaprabhu himself is showing that. So what other thing will we do? So in facing the challenges that are coming to us, like somebody says something and my mind is going, oh, that was rude. I'm not having that. And then I think, well, wait a minute. You sent this to me. What is in me that is intolerant of that? Why did you send this lesson to me? And I'm asking my Lord, what is in me that is making a demand on your will? So this is like the really, I think of like a car and it's in the snow. And it's just like, the wheels are turning. And this process is like throwing the gravel, and there's traction. Because sometimes after a few years, you're like, okay, this is getting old, but because of the lack of traction, the lack of actual practice of surrender is really important, Guru Maharaj said. And then we're feeling, oh yes, every day there's going to be some progress, because the Lord is going to send something for me to bow down, just bow down and say, yes, my Lord, this is your grace. You are alive. God is alive. Your will is constantly flowing. How do I come into harmony and contribute to that? It's really important.
Great. That's great. That's super encouraging.
Right,
And
but
you
you
always
didn't answer my question, Jesus.
I like how I like how you said too about how we have to think that why did this come to me? And and we have to think that it came to me for a reason, because everything is coming to us for a reason. And it's not only something to be tolerated, it's actually something that Krishna is sending us, like as to help us. It's actually something we actually desperately need to wake up, so to
And it
speak.
can be scary when you face that thing inside of you that we've been living with for a long time as a buddy. And you and by the environment, and by bowing down, we think, you see, oh no, this is not good. You'll see, and it's scary. The thing that the material world is alive and well inside my own consciousness. That's where it is.
Oh my gosh.
It's heavy. It's hard. It's really hard sometimes for me anyway, because I've got a whole lot of demons in there, but not like you, little angel.
Well,
woman.
it's like how Guru Maharaj would say. He would say that we don't want cheap Krishna. Pay the highest price. You know,
Right.
go right. Do you remember that? I was trying to look for
Yeah.
that article because I thought I printed it somewhere, but anyway, I'm still looking for it. Once I get it, I'll bring it to this class. But
That's wonderful.
yeah, but I think everybody will remember that Guru Maharaj said like that. Don't go for cheap Krishna. It's
Yeah.
not cheap. If you want
Die.
something great, yeah,
Die to live.
die to live.
And the body dying, that's nothing. But the ego dying, oh, get ready for that one.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
You
Krishna.
gotta call someone up. Oh my God, I can't do this. I want to see the problem over there.
Oh,
This morning we gently touched on the fact that we're in a tailor-made class. Each of us is in a tailor-made class, best for us, for getting our lesson for how to come to our Krishna consciousness. So everybody is in a different circumstance. No two people are in exactly the same circumstance, even though it may appear in front of us, but with the background, with all so many things. And so we all have to see that environment that's coming to us as being best for us. In particular, the devotees who are making that journey, the journey to come to Krishna. We want to come to him. And there is a book which is called The Lord's Loving Search for His Lost Servant. And he's very happy when he sees that the servitor, lost servitor, is again trying to find their way home. So that we're not going to be neglected, we're going to be helped how to come home. But on this point of sadhana and internal sadhana, I see a comment also from Jim, back to Jim here too, that about sadhana, it is our natural, it's really what we should be naturally doing and looking forward to doing, just as we do look forward to having breakfast, having lunch, having dinner. If we are with healthy body, and Guru Maharaj, Shri Maharaj makes that example, that is someone who's healthy, they get a good appetite. When you're unhealthy, you don't have a good appetite. So in our spiritual life, we are in the healthy association, as the beginning of Sri Leka's expression about if we want to have hunger, we should mix with those who are hungry. But then we understand, okay, what is the food for the soul? What is it that we should be doing? And Rupa Goswami in the Upadeshamritam says, in the beginning, it may not be tasteful, but by but it is a great wonder that just by taking to this process, the gradually, the tasting capacity, that the disease is being cured, the tongue is beginning to taste properly, and then we want to have this sadhana, this process, which is all based on the holy name, glorifying the Lord, glorifying the devotees, hearing about the Lord's pastimes, hearing about the devotees' pastimes, and the Lord and the best devotee, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all combined, we're hearing about his pastimes. And so we just simply, as a natural process of life, try to follow what we know is the healthy diet, the healthy medicine, the healthy exercise, all of these things combined. And so, for instance, we are reading from, at the moment, Sermons Volume 1 in the evening by Srila Guru Maharaj. We're reading from Chaitanya Charitamrita and Revealed Truth. So that means Chaitanya Charitamrita and Srila Prabhupada's commentary, and Revealed Truth, which is Srila Govindaraj in the morning. And in each reading from each of these sources, we're getting like specific nourishment every day. And it is, and I say we are getting, but it is the process. We want everybody and to sort of say, yes, I'm waking up and I'm going to do the program, because we know that around the world, where there is the possibility, in the ashrams, they are doing like this, beginning with Australia, coming over various temples here to Thailand, to India, different temples in India across, and we know Italy, London, and then around the world. But this morning, as we are ending our morning program here, we said to the devotees, oh, please come and share with those who are unable to be like this, where we sit together and we chant together and we are reading together. And this is why we are here also in back to basics, to have a good excuse to meet like-minded souls who want to search out for Krishna. And I can read just a little bit. I had it just now. Anyway, I've lost the exact quote I was looking for. But Srila Guru Maharaj in Sermons Volume 1 was mentioning that if we have the desire to search out, to search for reality, the beautiful, if we have that inside us and we have this tendency, then we must consider ourselves fortunate. This Guru Maharaj was saying in our reading of sermons, and I lost the exact quote, but it is that quote that I'm mentioning just now, that just to have that tendency in us, that searching tendency, it is fortunate. So once we recognize, yes, I do have that tendency, then we say, okay, this is a good fortune. Now we need to put it into practice, that we are getting the tips and the guidance of what to do. And when we can be remembering as much as possible the holy name, the Lord's guidance, the Lord's pastimes, form, etc., then we can think that, okay, this is our food. We are not pandits or anything, but we are aspiring devotees, and we want to fill our ear eating, our eye eating, our nostrils eating, our taste eating, all of the things that go to make us, that we are consuming through our different senses. We want to make everything Krishna-centered as much as possible. And I think we all know that as we start the day tends to go along in a similar way. If we start the day all grumpy, well, I suppose it can only get better. But if we can start the day in a devotional way, then we have some hope that in the day we'll be reminded of things we heard. And sometimes we give ourselves a little test to see whether we can remember even one sentence. And Abhinava Sundar Prabhu is right beside me here. And he and I, and here, it's taken us a few days, but I think we managed to almost remember, if not word for word, one sentence of Gurudev about the chanting of the holy name of the Lord. But it is good for us to put these things in our heart. Oh yes, you're just changing microphones, right? We are on the microphone because Sri is today not speaking so quiet, but sometimes she speaks very quietly. So we need to give her a microphone so we can hear, like putting our ear close to her. Here's Abhinava Sundar Prabhu. And Abhinava Sundar has a skill I don't have. He can shave himself. Whenever I do that, instead of hair, I get blood. So anyway, but he manages to shave himself. So freshly shaven Abhinava Sundar Prabhu. What is that sentence in essence that we are keeping in our heart?
Continuous and attentive chanting will attract the grace of the holy name to cleanse our heart, remove any obstacles, and excuse our offenses.
Very good.
It took us quite a long time to remember that one sentence.
But we are trying to remember the substance of the sentence. This is the thing. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. And here, Jim in England, he's put here also a quote from Srila Guru Maharaj. So Srila Guru, I'll read it. Oh, you can read it. Abhinava Sundar will read it.
Yes.
Yes, whatever
Whatever
position.
position you're in, do not be discouraged. Do not be unsatisfied. That is also within the boundary of Krishna. Do not be afraid. If we have the taste for Krishna consciousness and connection of a sadhu, that taste will take us upward very strongly and safely to the right direction. Sadhu Sangha is all important. Taste for hearing from the lips of a sadhu, where the real God consciousness has begun. My taste for real Krishna consciousness or God consciousness, that is the most valuable thing. Then all will go away in no time, and that taste will take me upward. It's from Sridhar. Yeah.
Yeah, very, very suitable quote and much appreciated. And Chintamani and Jayadev. Oh, Jim's in California. He's our friend. Okay, sorry, Jim. So in California, England. When we're in Thailand, it's all a long way away physically, but close together when we're talking as devotees, when we're with devotees. Yeah, Jim, excuse me. So you're in California. And Jayadev was asking, can we have that sentence to copy and paste? Okay, I shall do my best. Yes?
It's at the bottom of page 299 in Revealed Truth.
Oh, it's at the bottom, page 299 in Revealed Truth. Oh my goodness. Anyway, while I'm looking for the page to paste it in, then Abhinava will also give you just a little more reflection about what you've been hearing this morning, about keeping up our vitality.
Well, I was thinking about it this morning as we were sitting here. Madhusudana Maharaj gets us up early. And then
You all get up early by yourselves.
That's true, we do. But because of the association, that's the main thing. It always comes back to Sadhu Sangha. So many places we're told Sadhu Sangha, Sadhu Sangha. So somehow we have to try and make that the focus of our life, having that association, whether it be Zoom or otherwise, preferably in person if we can get together with those who are near to us. If we have anyone near, then get together with whoever is near to try and practice together. Because Madhusudana Maharaj, I was noticing he was sitting in a different position this morning than he normally was, because you were sitting outside. Normally you're sitting in here.
Oh, early morning.
Yeah.
Oh, why? Because this morning, early morning was very clear, and there were so many stars, which are always there, but we could see so many stars and planets and so many things in the sky. So I'm not setting it as an example, asking you through it, but I was chanting my japa lying on my back this early morning, seeing the stars and chanting my japa. So I'm not, as I say, I'm not recommending it.
I didn't see that part, actually. You didn't have to admit to that.
Well, by the time you'd arrived, once others came, after they got up later in the morning, after others came, I was a bit self-conscious and thought, okay, I better get up, better sit up. And
So anyway, there I was sitting, seeing this lone sadhu sitting out on the outside, looking up at the stars, and it reminded me that how we do need good association, and good association means someone who is practicing. And so I was feeling very grateful to be here with Madhusudana Maharaj, because if no one's here, he'll be doing what he's doing. And if we're all here, then he's going to be doing what we're all doing, because that's just what he does basically 24/7. So it's something it's always very inspiring. That's where I'm finding, even when you're talking about inspiration, then it comes from being amongst those who are joyfully practicing. And I always think about that comment of Guru Maharaj where he says, why worry about the results when the process is so sweet? It's not like, there is the elements of as Sri Lekha was saying, those things that are within us which we feel are unpalatable, which we're going to get confronted when they're, the opposition to those hard knots come to us. But if we can move beyond those things and not let them disturb us, and see them as something that is flowing through our consciousness, and focus on the reality of the process, which does mean we do have to practice. We're not going to just sit like watching television and go channel surfing. We do actually have to engage in the process that our gurus have given us. So they've given us the process for a reason, not just because they're like, I think I'll make up some things to give them. It's all, substantial things that have come through the Shastra and through our parampara. So it is sweet. It's all sweet if we just let go of our own egoistic ideas of, it should be like this and it should be like that, and how do you put your sari? How's she putting her sari on? Well, no, I shouldn't be wearing a sari. Oops. But all this comparison and all of our own ideas of judgment on anything within the environment is all just a waste of time. And the simple sweetness of being together, trying to practice with our God family, those who are inclined and have the same aspiration. And like Madhusudana Maharaj was saying before, that we're all going to be in a different position. None of us can understand who is who and what is what. And I'm not sure. Oh, here we go. We'll let Rupanuga in. Ta-da. So much I'm taking over your administrative role. Anyway, I'm just waffling more.
No, it's so lovely.
Hare Krishna. Let us have a quick look. We can see we're all five right. Odana is with us. And Induleka, I do believe is with us also. Divya Shakti Revirasi.
Oh, where's Divya?
Divya is there also, and Bhagavan Prabhu, Bhagavan Dandavar Prabhu, Divya Shakti. Obeisances to all of you, and Dana. We are still here in Thailand, as you can see. Hare Krishna. Any question from anybody on the theme or not on the theme? But actually, microphone. Hope you could hear me.
I have a question, Maharaj. It's Divya here.
Yes, Divya here.
This topic is very beautiful about the chanting of the holy name, and it's stressed all over the place about the holy name. But can you tell us something about the Gayatri? And how important it is for us to chant our Gayatri every day, 3 times a day. Can you speak something about the Gayatri mantra and give us some enlightenment about it?
Well, Didi, I don't know about enlightenment, but I think for all of the devotees, when we are following our practices year by year, we can get a bit, what's the word, lackadaisical or something. But if we can think even, I mean, not even, but about our Harinam and about our Gayatri, before we had received them, how much, for many of us at least, we can say, we prayed for that connection. We prayed that we will be able to receive properly the holy name, that we'll be able to receive the Gayatri mantra. And when we remember that, then we might give ourselves a little slap on the face to remind ourselves of what we wanted so much, what was our ambition. We received that by the grace of the Lord. So now we need to not become lackadaisical, but keep ourselves appreciating what we've got. We know everything is there, and it's only ourselves that are lacking in our sincerity of chanting, in our chanting without offense, in our focus of chanting. All of these things are lacking in us. So we need to try to address that. And as Gurudev would say, look at our own faults and correct those faults. So the Gayatri, actually, I can just mention, because some may feel guilty that, oh, I don't chant, we're not chanting Gayatri 3 times a day. But I can mention that Gurudev and Guru Maharaj did not stress the midday Gayatri, because basically because we're not clean and we're busy. Seva was stressed throughout the day, and Gayatri should be that we've taken bath and we're clean, and then we chant Gayatri. So stress on the morning Gayatri, stress on the evening Gayatri, but I can say out of the two, the stress on the morning Gayatri and the middle day Gayatri, almost we can say in practical terms, Gurudev wasn't expecting we're going to stop everything, bathe, chant our Gayatri, and then continue. Rather that the day is the Seva day. Now, of course, time, place, and circumstance. That's not an excuse that if you are in a gentle place when your daily activity fully allows you to have a bath in the middle of a shower in the middle of the day and then to chant the Gayatri, then that doesn't mean we don't chant it in the middle of the day. And if we bathe in the river on pilgrimage, etc., when bathing, then we chant before coming out from the bath, and while at least half submerged, covering our hands and chanting. So, but we should keep up the morning and, as far as possible, the evening Gayatri mantras. As we mentioned, when we didn't have the Gayatri, how much we hear about the glories of this Gayatri, it will help us on our journey. And it is meditation. Look at the whole mantra. The whole mantra is meditation. And so then we can think, okay, I know the words, I know what they mean, but it's not just to repeat them. And as one of my senior, not technically a godbrother, but a senior devotee, said once upon a time, he said, when I hear the devotees chanting Hare Krishna on their beads and what sound is coming out, then I do wonder what sound is taking place when they're chanting their Gayatri and nothing is coming out. So, Gayatri isn't just for unconsciously we've learned something and then we rattle it off and finish it as fast as possible. It is actually part of our meditation. And the japa is also meditation. So actually everything is meditation, not even our bhajans, our taking prasadam, our doing seva should all be actually meditation. The giving mood, the service mood, not the me at the center mood, but without me at the center mood. And our prayer, it is our prayer. So to chant the Gayatri mantra, let us try. And Gurudev said that if somebody will chant the Gayatri, like as pakka best as possible, they must get many siddhis. So how many cities have we got and how, so we can measure that maybe. Okay, and if you have some cities, please don't show them to us. Keep them to yourself.
Thank you, Mom. Thank you.
But it is very much in this theme of keeping up our vitality in devotional life. And it does take some effort from our side. And things do jump out from Guru Maharaj, from Gurudev, from Srila Prabhupada, from Chaitanya Charitamrita, from the scriptures that we are reading. Things do jump out which help give us a little kick and a boost. And we should really try to keep our daily sadhana. If we don't, then how do we even get the opportunity to hear like things which like very waking up for us of expressions of our masters? And how much they want us to wake up and not remain foolish forever. So let us try to wake up.
Jai Maharaj, thank you so much. I just wanted to tell you how much I appreciate you and your, okay.
Okay, done.
What you have given all of us, you've moved my heart. It's just been so enlivening to be with you this last month in person and in Italy and in Thailand, and I'm just very grateful, and I feel I have some renewed vigor and strength in my spiritual life to appreciate what's been given to us, and I'm grateful to have been given the association of the devotees there in Thailand. All those Russian devotees there, they're so amazing and so inspiring and so loving and affectionate and genuine. And I'm just very grateful that I got to be there and be in that association by the grace of Gurudev. So anyway, and you're heading it all up so nicely. It's so beautiful. And I'm definitely grateful. Grateful.
Everyone was grateful to have your association, Libya. And we all miss you. Now you've gone back to the States. But it is like Navadip. The devotees come, and sometimes you will also be in Navadip for some months. But those months also pass by, and you see, we are all together, and then we are separated, but then come together again. Hence that expression of the Bengalis. They're not saying goodbye, they're saying Ashchi, I'm coming. So I'm going away to come back again. But as we are continuing the program, even though it's not, quote unquote, the festival any longer as such, but we are continuing the program, and our wish is that everybody will continue the program.
Yeah.
And that it doesn't stop. Okay, we go to the ashram, or we go to a temple, we go to community, here's the Govinda farm, and then we follow the programs when we're there, and then, okay, now we do nothing. We want to try to keep that going in our own homes. And most of you, you're in your own home, your own flat, your own environment. So try to keep something going in your own home. What we have here is very much like a home, actually, just we have a few devotees. We have some devotees. And if possible, make your next door neighbor into a devotee. And then they can come in and join you in the morning program. And then the next door neighbor's next door neighbor.
Yeah.
For everyone. I'm not just saying this for Divya Shakti, but for each of us, and try to keep that kind of life going.
Yeah. Anyway, happy to be here. Dhanavad, everyone. Right.
Dandabad. And Salt Lake City, Sweet Lake City is still represented here at the farm, as you can see.
Yes,
Sri Leka and Induleka. Oh, and so well represented. Ramasundra Prabhu, Purushottam Prabhu. Who else? The others went back. The others are back. Vinodini went back a few days ago.
Oh, okay. And Kumkum's gone too. She's on her way. All right, Maharaj, it's all. Oh, wonderful. We're so blessed. Just amazing.
Can you
nice.
see? Can you see the video, Dibya? Are you watching the video? I mean, can you see us?
Yeah, I can see you. You can't see me. though.
Oh, it's okay. I just want to show you. Oh, can you move this down? I just show you something which is the same, but different than when you were here. But now I can't see our video. Where's our video? Oh, here we are. Okay. I'm not sure what you can see. Can you see?
Yes, I see the pool is full.
Aha.
Wonderful.
It's actually not quite full. It's still got 1 day more, believe it or not, to fill it to the very top, because it's meant to be an infinity pool.
Oh my goodness gracious. Did you get all the frogs out?
Well, there's one sleeping at the bottom.
Oh, that's beautiful. So
And
nice.
Tulsi Devi there.
Yes, yes.
Hare Krishna.
Right.
So water sports are part of the Vaishnava pastimes. Just see in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, different water sports. Oh, there's Divya. She's showing her form. Actually, you should show that chadar. Can you put that chadar close to the camera? And not a chadar, shawl, whatever. It's very nicely made chadar. It's, what's it called? Pashwa shawl or something.
Raja Mohini gave it to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. We are family.
Yes, but that is a good quality shawl. In India, they still do handmade weaving, and you can see the difference between handmade and machine made somehow or another. And we've been catching up on Navadip news also about the change there of those local weaving, you know, outside the temple, Chaitanya, Sri Chaitanya Saraswati Mat in Navadip. They all the time, they with their feet and with their arms, they're doing the weaving with those weaving machines. But now, Nitya Gopal Prabhu was here and he's saying that now basically all around they've changed to electricity. So now they have, you hear the engines running anywhere, the electric motor running everywhere. So things are changing in the world.
I must say that Srila Avadut Maharaj's parikram is just incredible.
And this is keeping our connection and remembrance with the holy places in India also by the devotees parikrama this way.
He's just going so many places and talking about every single place from heart. Incredible. Beautiful.
Hare Krishna. And Rupanuga Prabhu, always remembering you, and you'll be surprised how often your name comes up, because you were with us on our last parikrama that we did in India before the COVID. Very happy parikrama this time. Hare Krishna. Radha Sundari joined us also in Mayapur, I think. Govinda. Yes, so there's Dandi Maharaj. Where's Dandi Maharaj? Dandavat Maharaj, where are you?
Oh, Maharaj, Dandavat Maharaj, all the devotees. Actually, I'm near the Radha Kund, but this Radha Kund is Yoga Pit, Mayapur Chaitanya Math Radha Kund, set by Srila Bhakti Saraswati Thakur. Actually, I can show. I think it's prohibited to photo here, but I am not photo. So yes. It's not photo, it's a translation. It's nothing saying about translation here. So maybe stream are allowed.
Hare Krishna.
Oh,
Oh.
maybe not.
But- This is Radha Kund. Yes, it's beautiful, actually. Very sublime place, of course. It's Navadvip Dham and Vrindavan Dham are non-different. We know from Shastras. That's maybe our eyes do not confirm this, but we know from Shastras, from Guru Varga, this very, very high place. This is
There was Saraswati Thakur's
hill.
abode.
This Nordhan hill can circumambulate this Nordhan hill. It's not different than Nordhan Parikrama, but every this thing have to be internal, of course, not just and very difficult to internalize. It is very maybe a little difficult for us, but still, as Gurudev said, we have to follow our supreme duty. We have to follow our duty, and we do not ask when we become perfect. We do not ask for this. We have to follow our spiritual practice. We have to follow our masters. And maybe this lifetime for very sublime souls, maybe after so many lifetimes, but this doesn't matter. We have to follow our spiritual master. And so life to life, we have to follow. Chakudan Dilojay Janmi Prabhu say. This, yeah, if deities are open, then maybe we can.
Actually, Maharaj,
my
we can't, Maharaj, we can't actually see any picture, but we are seeing by hearing. We are hearing your description and we can hear the Bangla, the Bengali being spoken by the ladies nearby. So we are transported there, but perhaps Mahaprabhu is not letting you use the camera part because we're all seeing only black. We could hear you.
I see some photos there.
I
You
saw
do?
it.
Yeah,
Oh, my-
yes.
Me too. Me too,
You too?
Gina.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
we feel like we're there. We feel like we're there.
We are unfortunate. We couldn't see any picture. Okay, we didn't have the eye to see. But now, oh, now gone. Oh dear.
Now gone. yeah.
Anyway, there we are. We had a little touch from Mayapur. And so, yes, the devotees are going, and different devotees, they're doing different parikramas, and they're graciously keeping in touch. And so we're able to keep our remembrance of these holy places. So like yourselves, wherever we are all keeping our attention, and especially to Chaitanya Saraswat Math, the most generous pastimes of the most generous Lord took place in that area, and the most generous pastimes of the generous servitors of Mahaprabhu, means of Guru Maharaj and Gurudev and Srila Prabhupada. All that has sprung up from Srila Guru Maharaj, from Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Math. So we are keeping our attention over in that side of the world internally and continuing with our programs, with the worship of the Lord and the chanting of the name. Maharaj didn't return. No. All right. So anyway, the clock is ticking, and especially for our Brazilians, it's late at night. And Leela Moy Prabhu hosting us during these days, because Praneshwari, she's on parikrama right now. somewhere in India on parikrama right now. And so Leela Moy Prabhu, he's operating the account and looking after us in her absence. And we look forward to her being able to connect and getting us, as they say, up to speed with what's taking place on their parikramas in India. In the meantime, all appreciation to our special questioners and answerers, Jivana Devidasi, Sri Lekha Devidasi, Divya Shakti, Abhinava Sundar Prabhu, Abhimanan, no, sir? Yeah, okay, no. I won't start trying to quote the sloka. Hey, without any false ego. Okay, what I was going to say, I was trying to pick up the Sanskrit. Without any false ego. Abhinava Sundar Prabhu. And to each of you who were with us, and the contributions from Jim there in California giving us a beautiful quote, a very relevant quote. And to all of you, Bhagavan Prabhu, always quiet, and we appreciate having your presence. Guru Maharaj's disciple, our god brother, and we very much appreciate all of your presence.
Jai Shri Bhakti Ranjan Madhusudan Maharaj ki Jai.
Jai Shri Gurudev, Shri Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. Jai Shri Guru Maharaj, Shri Bhakti Rakha Shri Dev Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. Jai Shri Prabhupada, Shri A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki Jai. Bhagavan Shri Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur ki Jai. Shri Rupa Nuga Guru Bhaga ki Jai. Jai Sapashachi Nityananda Prabhu ki Jai. Sapashachi Shivan Mahaprabhu ki Jai. Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki Jai. Nitai Gaur Premanandi Hari Hari Bo. Vancha Kaupatarubyascha. Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. So wishing you successful Seva days, and Tunga Rasa Devi Rasi sending us hearts and obeisances to all of you there. Hare Krishna. Amra Ashchi. We are coming.